Once more, we are back. This time for the final time in 2022. We're taking a bit of a Christmas break through Christmas and New Year, so we figured we'd go out on a bang. And I hope this is a bang and not a whimper. It might be. Knowing how our shows go, this might be the worst thing you've ever watched. Speaking of the worst thing ever, just pure bile. I'm kidding. I love you, Lucid.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, hi. It's Lucy. He's our tech man. He do
It's
the
me.
technical thing with his tech
Well,
mic.
I do. I hope this stream is actually running cuz I
There's a
don't
not
fucking
zero
know.
chance this isn't working.
There is
Speaking
a
of
possibility.
speaking of things that only somewhat work, he is the funny cat man. He is the man who had 1,000 names until I told him he could only have one. Elias Porter.
Hello there. I can't believe that we're going to look at something with the years. It's amazing.
Can you believe this show's been around for like 6 months now?
Wow, 6 months? That's amazing.
That's right.
That's longer than John Kay's career.
I know, right? It lasted longer than Court Kitty's marriage.
Uh, so I want to give a little heads up here. I'm noticing something on the stream. I think the video of those curtains is killing the frame rate immensely, so we just can't do the curtain transition.
Motherfucker!
How do goddamn curtain transitions destroy a stream, ladies and gentlemen? The
Good
world
question.
will never know.
Good question.
We tried to add quality, I'll have you know. We tried. We unironically tried. Fine.
Now, I will say I am recording this, so that way we can look at it back later. We may need to just re-upload this later.
We probably will. It might not work. If it doesn't work, it's Yogi's fault. Anyway. Alright, let's see.
Well,
let's
thank you.
Get into our first category.
Well,
What the fuck is the first
yes,
category?
thank you. I wanted to say that it is very, very wonderful to have you all here, and I'd like to give our first award to a very deserving, very, very deserving category: Best Video Game OST. Back at the Game Awards, they had a whole thing going on where they were like, yeah, we hear your OST, but we're not gonna acknowledge it, right? We're just gonna say no. We're gonna give it to a different category. I'm just
What the fuck? Why is it? What?
Seriously, a fucking again. They've been going on all fucking week about fucking. I swear to God.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Our lovely wondiferous co-host decided that he was going to talk about some special things. God,
bring them back. Hopefully, they're not threatening to do things again.
Go.
And so I think that at the end of
Did he just?
Don't pay no attention to our rambling co-host, our wondiferously foolish. They're a cool person. What the fuck was she doing?
What they're doing is they're angry over a fucking JRPG nobody cares about.
Good God! What the fuck? Just want to do a funny stream. Unmute him.
And that's why I think you all are amazing people.
Yeah, that's the moral of that story. I'm so glad that I'm not going to have to beat Lucid within an inch of his life after this stream.
My ribs will never be the same.
They never will. You will feel all of them for the rest of your life. Let's get on to our first category that doesn't involve the Xenoblade soundtrack.
No! What did I do? There's clapping sound.
Whoa, yeah, boy!
We actually had a class.
Also, Lucid, you're not streaming it in the Discord VC, so we have no idea what the fuck you're looking at right now.
Sorry. Well, let me do that real quick. I'll just show what Streamlabs is showing. Since the fucking curtains won't do it normally, we'll just We'll just do the category without the curtains opening and closing again.
Yay! I love putting effort in only to have it not work because of bad internet.
This is why you should upgrade to T-Mobile.
This is why you should watch Elias' soon-to-happen stream. We did it, boys! He had 50 subscribers!
I don't wanna! I don't wanna! I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not doing it. Cherry, you are not forcing me to. I'm not fucking... No, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not fucking doing it.
You're going to play Shadow. You're going to like it next Friday.
It's a very great time, you know. It's one of the best of all time. Speaking of best of all time,
doing it.
You should watch it next Friday because next Friday we're not doing or next Saturday we're not doing a stream. So watch the Shadow stream. I will be on it because he has no choice in the matter. Anyway, what's our first category?
Well, our first category goes to the wonderful, wonderful stories that we read along the way. See, while some of the stories we have read were very, very awful, and some of them were boring, some of them we had a lot, and I mean a lot, of enjoyment over. So this category is dedicated to the best of the worst we read. And up first is Elias. Elias, what was your best of the worst story this year?
Best of the worst story definitely had to go to Squidward's suicide. I don't care that this story is a classic. It is stupid the moment that you think to yourself, oh boy, it's Squidward who's shooting himself. It completely breaks the moment you remember that Squidward is Kurt Cobaining himself over a fucking clarinet recital, and all the tension in the story just dropped right away.
I think I should spoil it. I have the exact same one as Elias for the exact same fucking reason.
Well, I'll show yours then.
Yeah, show mine too. They're the fucking same.
Well, in that case, I'll show mine then.
Before we get to Lucid's, I just want to mind you, because this story is here for me, and I'm probably Elias too, for exactly one reason. Why, SpongeBob? Why didn't you like my clarinet solo? That's the story. That's what you're supposed to be scared of. He's trying to kill himself because of a clarinet solo.
Do you think that he so you know how people will like duct tape a flashlight to like their shotgun? Do you think that he got duct tape for his clarinet?
Yes.
So he could blow on it while finally finishing himself off?
Oh yeah, and also let's not forget the random dead child jump scares.
The nightmare.
Yeah, Squidward's crying on his bed as the wind violently molests his ears, and then boom, dead child. It's like FNAF, but worse. I hate it. It's a god-awful story, but it was a lot of fun to make fun of.
Well, the best of the worst that I read this year, you know what I chose? I decided to go with a story that really just entertained me. It was Eyeless Jack. I don't know how to describe Eyeless Jack other than when we were talking about it, I accidentally thought it was Tiki Toby. That's how much I remember the story.
Yeah. Chat, for some behind-the-scenes shit, chat. While we were preparing for this stream, Lucid actually wrote Tiki Toby on his list, and me and Elias had to convince him we didn't read Tiki Toby.
No, we fucking didn't do it, Lucid. Great job paying a fucking attention to our stream. You truly care about this. But no, you spent the last fucking week and a half screaming at me every day in my DMs about fucking Xenoblade 3. I don't even know what the fuck a Xeno nor a Blade is, you fucking idiot. We don't care that it lost.
Well, about Eyeless Jack, reading back through it, it was just a fucking story. It was a story, and it was hilarious to me, and I loved it. I know it's terrible. I know it's of its time. It's dated, but I just fucking love it.
My kidney, he stole my kidney. His fucking brother. His dead brother still being in the house.
I love how his kidney was removed. They must have brought a fucking surgical team in. I remember that bit where his kidney comes out with no anesthesia. They just bring in a fucking surgical team while he's sleeping.
And my favorite part is that the doctors are just like, man, we have no idea how a kidney could just disappear. Must just walked out.
And the best part is the fucking ending where he finds his fucking kidney.
I'm reunited.
His half-eaten kidney, to be specific.
That's true love right there. Reuniting together.
Well, you know how I couldn't remember the name of the story and I confused them. That leads us perfectly into our next category.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
So, Elias, would you like to introduce us to our next category?
So, throughout the show, near the beginning, I had this retarded gimmick, trying to get my character on the show, where, in a retarded version of Protest, I would add a dumb name and make Cherry have to change the stream right before we went live, and I kept harassing him. So, we have a category for which was the best character that I had done. A little bit self-masturbatory here, folks, but I would say that Fat Chocobo would definitely be my favorite one.
And
Let's see.
too.
He's fat, he's stupid, we can pretty much place him anywhere and it doesn't make sense, but also does. He's perfect. I love him.
And remember, your persona is last in all of these characters, you fucking furry! Anyway. But yeah, I also did Fat Chocobo. I can't help it. He's the best of this show.
He's the one character that Jerry gave me permission to keep.
I took the rest of them out back and shot him, but this one he could keep.
Well, mine, I went with a more obscure one-off character that, well, it seems to never get stuff done, if you know what I mean.
The only thing he gets done is children.
John K., everybody.
I forgot about him.
As you should.
Was that for the fucking Halloween stream where I was just like the scariest thing I can think of was John K. and a bunch of children?
What the fuck is that Bob the Tomato in the background I'm seeing there?
I have no clue.
Picture. Also, honorable mention to my second place. I was going to do it. You guys can do this for any of them you want to, too. Honorable mention, the Magic Short Bus.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one. I'm going to hell for that.
I will say, while it seemed to have gotten a lot of fanfare back then, but I'm not that much of a fan of it. Shaggy's Last Stand. I gotta give a mention about him.
I forgot about half of these, not gonna lie.
They were so good. We ran out of fucking ideas, but they were so good.
There's a lot.
Shaggy's Last Stand.
A lot of funny jokes we went through. Well, speaking of funny jokes we went through, would you like to introduce us to our next category, Cherry?
Of course I would. You know us. We are completely unoriginal hacks. We have about 7 jokes and 5 brain cells between us. So we've had a couple running gags over the years. And we're going over our personal favorites. And apparently, me and Elias have been sharing 2 of those 5 brain cells because both me and him have the exact same fucking running joke we like.
It's Arby's! It is fucking Arby's!
It's fucking Orban time.
It's Orban time. What do I really need to say here? Arby's, and oh my god, you won't believe this. Randy Pitchford has come back into the chat. He is back from the dead, folks. Randy.
I forgot that was one of the jokes.
Of course, there are running shit posty joke because every time you eat them, they make you shit a post. It's fucking Arby's. It's disgusting.
Well,
who the fuck would willingly eat at an Arby's unless they were held at gunpoint and forced in there? Arby's is the last thing on planet Earth. I would probably eat it just because I might die after eating it and I wouldn't have to kill myself. It's awful. It's a fucking war crime, except for their fries. Their fries are actually pretty good.
It's funny you mention Arby's because mine kind of connects to that.
Arby's is killing yourself.
The running joke that I really liked was the fucking Nick Wilde voice you did. We kept that up for a while. I really liked that one.
The sliders, Judy. The sliders. Oh my god. Why is our Zootopia series the biggest on this fucking channel?
Because it should be. Why isn't it?
I have
One hell of a
only
way.
oh, you first, Lucid. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say it's one hell of a way to like start off our catalog of our channel.
It is our first good series. Honest to God, the only series I'm slightly more proud of than the Zootopia one would be the fucking Creepypasta month. But that's a very slim margin.
Yeah.
And we'll
would
get
like
back
to-
to the Zootopia comic eventually, maybe, allegedly.
Yeah,
Wink,
I
wink,
would like
nod.
to say we brought up a certain person in chat, a certain Randy Pitchford, and I feel it's only best to give acknowledgments to someone who's been with us the whole way.
Elias, do your thing!
Okay. Best. Which one are we doing, huh?
Oh, I was
good.
the honorable
Yeah.
mentions to a certain
Hon-
person.
Honorable
Fuck it,
mention.
fuck it, Elias, you failed! You're like my mom at an abortion clinic, you failed. Okay.
We don't have
So
an
I want
icon
you-
for this.
We don't need one. Whatever, it'll work. Rodeo! I want to give you a fucking shout out because you have been one of our most consistent, best fucking viewers here. Like, holy shit, you have somehow been the consistent, funny person for this show. Whenever we've needed it, whenever we've needed a kick in the show to get it funnier, you come in chat, you fucking role play as Cord Diddy beating his kids or Randy Pitchford, and you make us all fucking smile.
I would say that so far my favorite moment from Rodeo so far has been so they came into the chat randomly and they said, and I quote, "The last time I ever witnessed foreigners was when the fake FBI that supposedly swatted my house searching for cat porn." That fucking line killed me. And
You know
it
what?
still
I gotta give one last shout out, and I know I didn't run this by you guys, but I really do gotta give at least this little shout out. He's not in the audience, I bet, but I gotta give a shout out to Yote. Without him, this fucking show wouldn't exist. It wouldn't be as promoted as it is. Like if he didn't let me put the fucking link to this in his announcements every week, we would not get that many as many views. I don't think.
Coyote Lovely,
You know what?
everybody. And it for those of you who are the OGs, you know where this stream started on Coyote's second channel.
Oh God, yes.
Man,
The
it
show's
is-
been a lot of fun. Really, it has been.
Yeah, and we'll probably have some things to say after we finish, like before we get to
Yeah,
our
I'll
final
save-
category. We'll probably have. Some
I'll
things
save
to
the rest
talk
of the
about.
mushy shit for after the show, but I did at least want to shout out Yote in the middle since this is our little break area. To at least give him a little bit of a shout out because he has genuinely helped us a lot, and we'll save the rest of the shout outs for after the show.
I do wonder, like, who all have we had on since we did a little bit of rebranding? I wonder who all we've had like involved.
I'd have to go through it. I remember, again, we'll save all of them for after, but I will go through all I can remember.
Oh yeah, shoutouts to Cedric for giving us those cool icons that one time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
that was nice of him.
Damn, next year I'm going to do this better. I should have put those in the chat. We should have had them on, but whatever. Not had SETI on, I mean have the icons on, because I do like those.
Yeah.
They're really cute.
Well, speaking of custom-made stuff.
One last thing.
Yeah.
If you like those icons you saw in our channel, and this is the only right thing I can do. If you like those icons you saw in that one stream where we had SETI on, he is selling commissions if you want to buy one. They're like, I think, $1. Somewhere between $1 and $4 for one of those. That's fucking dirt cheap and really cute. He's in our server. I don't remember what his Twitter is or whatever the fuck, but yeah. If you want one of those, go talk to him.
Go give the funny Japanese bear your money and have him talk about Lupin the Third.
Give him an excuse to ramble about planes.
Yeah. Well, speaking
And buy Lucid's book! Okay, let's
buy my book.
My God.
Speaking of custom created things, we may not be the most artistic, but we are autistic. But beside the
We
point
are
there,
the most autistic, yes.
we
We're
have created
autistic if you replace a few letters, you know.
Cherry has created some wonderful things over the course of this channel's existence, and we wanted to dedicate this next segment to the best thumbnails that we have had. So, Elias, why don't you start us off with your choice?
Okay, so for my choice, it has to be, and I will not remember this one. The exact title of the stream, but it was the wife beater Nick. Now I would like to point out some of the finer features on this one. So as you can see, he has his hands taped up in a very interesting fashion, and just look at that build. It's like a Roman god, so beautiful. He's ready to kick your ass, and that smile tells us that he enjoys himself while he beats the shit out of you. That's what I want in a wife beater.
Oh god. Okay, can I go into context about where this fucking thumbnail idea came from?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I do think, by the way, Elias, right before you say what you're gonna say, Cherry, I think this one came from the second Zootopia stream.
It was.
Yes,
yeah.
but I don't remember the exact title of the stream.
I
It
think
was
it's Nick,
like
and
two.
Nick Wilde and the Wife Beaters.
Yeah, but you spelled like the most retarded way ever.
Alright, anyway, let me go into where this fucking thumbnail came from. So this image is a fucking actual deathmatch wrestler's like fucking profile thing from like Cage Match. I just found Wild's face on it.
Oh God, are you dying, Cherry?
Little bit. My voice.
He just loves his wife beating.
Don't
You know,
die
it
at
makes
the
him laugh.
cherries.
Super AIDS have finally got me, chat. Press F.
Don't die at the cherries. Anyways, my choice of best thumbnail.
We had the same one, Lucid.
My best was from this one. Both me and Cherry did the same one. So, Cherry, since you and I did the same one, I'm gonna let you explain the thumbnail and the glory of it.
This was the first thumbnail where I started actually trying to have like a semi-consistent style. And I know we haven't stuck to it fully, but we've kind of come close to having this be like the style. Like, I'll admit my influences like freely. I'm taking some level of influence from a YouTuber called Charlatan Wonder. If any of you guys have ever heard of him, he's a really good YouTuber. He makes video game reviews. And I'm taking a level of influence from his thumbnails because I like to edit shit. I like to edit memes and funnies together. And so with this, I don't know what strike of genius or stupidity hit me, but I thought, okay, I can't think of a thumbnail idea. What if I'm in the back rooms, but to make it actually scary, all they have is Arby's? I think the genesis of this actually might have been me trying to figure out how to put that SCP in there. It was either that or it was either that first explanation or this. One of them came first, one of them came second. I don't know which. And I thought, what if he worked at Arby's? And I don't know why I found that so funny, but apparently it worked.
I also like the consistency of something that you've mentioned that you wanted to do. I'm not gonna say it because the joke is funnier, but the hats here, if you know what I'm talking about, Cherry, it's a certain joke you wanted to pull.
Oh god, no. I want to record this because I'm proud of this joke.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you noticed that my avatar in Discord recently changed. I had that Christmas avatar for an entire year. And I changed it exactly at about 3 a.m. on December 1st.
So yeah, I think this is the first stream we've done in December.
No, it is.
It is, huh?
So
Shit.
it does match. It actually kind of does match because I think
Actually, no. We did one on December 3rd.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
well,
Anyway,
well,
back to it.
it almost matched. It's been
Try.
insanity. We've been doing what we can, but things sometimes we just go all over the place. Speaking of all over the place and insane, Elias, would you like to introduce the next segment?
Oh boy. So this one is the most insane fucking story. The stuff that was just bullshit. You couldn't get through it. Nothing made sense. It was the dumbest stuff you've ever read. Just total goddamn insanity. So, for here, I had to pick the one story that made sense. Sonic.exe 2.
And
Where
the same.
where the fuck do I start with this one? One, you're dealing with somebody who is dumber than a Scooby-Doo protagonist. You got some fucking cult that makes no sense other than Rower XD were evil. And you got Sonic going around as like a retarded plushie or something, going around shanking people in the nipples. I hate the story. I hate this story. I hate that this man made love to his journal multiple times, probably. And I hate you, JC. You are the worst writer ever. And I hope that you can't.
Thank you, Elias. Elias also forgot to mention the glorious, the fucking Japanese kabuki gods or whatever who toy with your emotions to fucking.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think I was the one to figure out that they were like they were poorly Google translated like 7 Deadly Sins or something.
It was either you or Seti because you weren't in the stream. You were in the chat.
Yeah, it was Halloween.
Like, wow, this story was bad. Legendarily shit. It is worse than Sonic.exe 1, and that is a compliment to how fucking awful Sonic.exe 1 was.
Yeah.
However, there's a remake, and we
Oh,
might
yeah.
do it at some point. Watch out for October next year, maybe.
How many chapters long is it?
Too many.
Oh,
Too
God.
many. It is.
Well,
It is a legitimate. It is legitimately a novelization of Sonic.exe.
well, my insane choice was more of a hilariously insane one. I decided this is probably good. I think this is the only representation for the Reddit streams we did. But I decided to go with the school rules. I think it was like a. I don't think it was like a creepypasta necessarily. Was it a creepypasta?
I guess.
Well,
It
for those
stretches
of you,
the definition.
yeah, for those of you who were there for like the weird rules and Jeff the Killer creepypasta stream we did, this was one where I think it was supposed to be a parody, but it was so off the walls insane that it had some weird punctuation, had some bizarre spelling. I kept getting lost several times. It was hilarious, sure, but it was completely unhinged.
Lucid, this is your backdoor way to bitch at us for not finishing the story, isn't it?
I don't remember if we did. I think it literally
not.
We didn't. We did not finish it.
Even if we went back and finished it, I still wouldn't remember what the hell we were talking about.
I think the teachers were like evil or something. Wasn't that a plot point?
I think they had AIDS or something.
All I
Yeah.
know is there was a shit ton of rules and none of them made sense.
Don't shit on the bathroom floor, 1984.
Don't do this weird obscure specific thing. But yeah, that was my choice. And before we get to the final category, I wanted to take a little bit of time away just to make sure we don't automatically in the stream because we've only been going for 30 minutes. But I wanted to just
Holy
add
shit.
I wanted to add a little thing here just to kind of say, hey, we've been working together for like a good while. It's been a few months, and I wanted to like let each of us kind of just give our thoughts on what's been happening. Do you want to do this now, or would you like to save this for after?
Hey, let's do it now. Pad the runtime a little bit and see if I can't get any more watch time, huh?
Right. Yeah, we'll see. Our final category will happen after this. So, Elias,
I think we'll take like 30 minutes in our final category because I do want to take time going over what was wrong with each story. But yeah, Elias,
and
go.
that's a little teaser for what we're getting into. But Elias,
Yeah.
you've been here the least amount of time for everything. Why don't you give us your thoughts on how this has all gone? What, and be honest, but yeah.
I mean, in what way do you want me to say this? Like, give me an idea of how I should be saying.
What your experiences have been like? What if it's been fun, if it's been annoying, if it's been something
No,
that
no,
if you would
this
keep
has been-
doing.
Oh no, this is absolutely great, and I mean, I do want us to definitely continue into the new year with this. I mean, this has probably been the most fun stream I've done so far.
On a
And
scale of 1 to 10, how much do you regret doing the Pender stream? Getting
I
involved?
mean, if that is what takes me down, I don't care. It was hilarious. Making fun of Ken Penders and making 20 child molester jokes on stream that will be archived forever. I don't care if this is what takes me down. It was funny back then, and it's funny now.
Did it for the meme!
We did it for the Vine.
Yeah. Any sort of like criticisms you think should be addressed?
Criticism's your mom. No, not really. It's just been a great shit show.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
as for me, I've been having a lot of fun. It's obviously me and Cherry have been here longer than everyone else on this whole thing, but I've had a lot of fun so far. It's been a little frustrating, but that was mostly on my end with the tech and stuff not working. I think it really is. It does come down to the fact I use a fucking laptop. If I had a better computer, that a lot of this stuff would not go as bad. But I think I've had a lot of fun just exploring new stories I never knew existed. Cherry and Elias, you guys have exposed me to some stuff I never knew I'd even ever have the chance to read, and it's given me
welcome.
it's given me a whole new perspective on bad literature I did not know I ever would have the opportunity to read. I think the only thing I'd like to change going forward is probably to just like organize in advance what stuff we're going to talk about. Like, because I know we tend to do stuff, I don't want to say last minute, but we don't really like have a
Yeah.
we should probably like maybe I don't know, maybe ask the chat what stories we should read.
Hey, give us suggestions. I should make a fucking suggestions channel, honestly.
Yeah. Well, Cherry, you have the floor for your own stream.
What the fuck can I say? It's been a great experience. Genuinely, this has been a highlight of my weeks. Like, I'm not a very sappy man, if you can't tell. I know, right? The fucking funny man who comes out with his fucking haha funny I hate women jokes. He's not very sappy, not very in tune with his emotions. But I genuinely do love doing this shit. This is a lot of fun for me. I have a lot of fun going over shitty stories, good, bad, talking what's good, talking what's bad, talking what's fun to fucking make fun of. And I do worry it comes off that I hate all the authors. No, I only really hate JC the Hyena, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
All right. Well,
I hope JC gets it.
Cherry.
Speaking of AIDS,
yeah,
I'll
let you take control of this this final segment here.
I was just about to do that. Thank you, Lucid. Thank you. Your ribs. You will feel every one of your nerve endings. It will rip you open. You will feel pain and pleasure you've never imagined. You will never know what will happen, but it will harm you.
Can you please stop Yogi's getting a little bit too turned on by this?
Fuck off. Speaking of harm, we've moved on to our main event, ladies and gentlemen. It's the thing you've all been waiting for, and the one where we miraculously each chose something different. It is the worst of the fucking year. We each have 3 different choices for what we think is the worst. Now, I encourage both of you, take your time and explain exactly what is wrong. I don't care if it's a bit tangenty. Go off on why you fucking hate these, why you think they were awful. Let's do it.
All right.
I know mine's gonna be the shortest, but I'll start out. So the worst for me, Control Alt Delete. I'm trying to think of what to say about something that has absolutely fucking nothing to this. I remember this comic being okay back when it first came out, but the more that I've read it, and I decided to go back and check this out afterwards, there was nothing to this comic. Out of all the shitty video game comics, this was the fucking worst one. There was absolutely nothing good to it. It is a shitty parody that ripped every other thing off and attempted to be original, but no, they couldn't even do that right. They literally just became the most generic video game comic, and that's not covering the TV show, which I hope that we can do at some point. Because there was a pilot for a whole fucking TV show for this, and it gets worse. This is just complete fucking agony. And that will be an episode I am going to take control one of these weeks, and we're going to watch it.
Control-Alt-Delete, I remember being the first episode where I didn't have fun. Like, holy shit, it was so hard to do. Now, part of it is because reviewing a bad comedy is so much harder than reviewing a bad fucking drama.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think I may have said it on stream, but when you do something like serious bad, it becomes funny. But when you do something funny bad, it's unbearable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The comic wasn't funny. It wasn't funny in a way of it was bad. It wasn't funny in the way that it was good. And it was just not fun. The fucking funny miscarriage? Have you seen the Lost meme? Congratulations! You've seen the funniest part of this goddamn comic. And if a miscarriage is your height of comedy, I think you fucked up.
Well, Elias, any final thoughts on it?
To add to that, remember that once he even tried to go into the drama shit, he couldn't even fucking do that right. Which, by the way, the miscarriage was supposed to be the start of the drama arc of the whole series, and that failed so hard that he said, fuck it, back to the stupid comedy skits. And nowadays, nobody even gives a shit about the comic. It's irrelevant. And it was terrible back then, terrible now, I fucking hate it.
You want to read Worst Penny Arcade? Congratulations, have Worst Penny Arcade. Oh, you don't remember Penny Arcade? Yeah, it wasn't that funny either. This is worse than that. Congratulations. God.
All right, then. Elias, you have anything else you want to say? I don't want to, take your
Nope, that's it. That is it. That is as angry as I'm going to get with it.
Well,
what do you think of Lucid? Before we get to yours, what do you think of it?
Me? Oh, I genuinely don't remember anything. I think I may have made a funny joke or two. I don't remember hating it. I just remember it was something we looked at, but I don't really remember what happened.
That honestly is true. Like, I'm forcing myself to remember there was a ninja at one point.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I remember.
And then the miscarriage. That's all I remember.
The only thing I legitimately remember was there was a ninja, and I sent Cedric a screenshot of it to ask him, since I was assuming the character, I assumed, is this Japanese? If it is, can Cedric translate it? And he basically said, yeah, what did this fucking Mayo monkey put?
Mayo sapien, yeah.
Yeah, Mayo sapien. That should have been the fucking best line ever.
Cedric, congratulations. If we ever do t-shirts, that's going to be on a shirt.
You fucking
We are not paying you, by the way.
No, of course not. I'm not even paying these two bonus. I'm taking it all.
Yeah. Well, mine might have been seen coming from a mile away, but I decided mine was hard to decide initially. I was deciding between two things, but I decided eventually, you know what? I'm going to combine them into all three. The Zootopia abortion series was my pick for the worst.
Yeah.
So I want to explain. Well, I want to preface first. I've already done a, I guess, deep dive analysis of the first part over on Cherry's channel. So if you haven't had the opportunity to watch that, go watch that. Give him more watch time. Give him more subscribers. He deserves it. If you really want to know my thoughts on the first part, you can go watch that. But my issues really stem from the second part. The first part, if it never existed or it wasn't as bad, I wouldn't hate the second part. The second part is why I really think this is one of the worst stories I have ever read. The reason of that comes down to just, in the simplest way I can say, Judy blames Nick for every single thing that has gone wrong for her because Nick did not want to stay in a relationship he thought was wrong. It doesn't matter if he was considered weak, if this was considered abusive, if this was considered really childish on his part. The fact Judy blamed everything wrong that went wrong with her on Nick for not being there and deciding to cut ties shows me not only how terrible of a person she is, but how awful the author Borba has of understanding how relationships of people work, and makes me worry for how this author thinks in real life. That's kind of the simplest thing I can say about it, is that big scene of her blaming Nick for everything is ultimately what I think ruins the entire thing. Part 3, I don't even remember. Part 1, if it never existed, probably Part 2 wouldn't be that bad. But it's the context of knowing everything from Part 1 put into Part 2 that makes it just so angry for me. I like agonizing.
Are you telling me that you don't remember in part 3 when the neo-Nazis that had the Shadowrun logo took over? Are you telling me that you don't remember that?
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Part 3 was so boring. There was nothing to it.
Actually, yeah, Lucid, you're right. Oh my god, I forgot. Part 1 just hurt, and I was like, okay, where could this go? Part 2 pissed me off, and Part 3 put me to sleep. It was, it was the worst roller coaster ever. It's like Part 1 pulls you up a hill, it's pulling you up the hill, getting you interested. Part 2 violently shakes you, and then Part 3 plays a lullaby while going 3 miles an hour.
Do you mind if I date your stream real quick by using a comparison?
Go for it. The show's already dated. Look at
All
the
right,
fucking.
I'm gonna date it real quick. If any of you know, there was a streamer, I don't even know his name, that recently this is the comparison I'm feeling here for part 1 to part 2. There was some streamer who asked a chat member that was a frequent user of them where they've been all this time, and then the fucking user said, yeah, well, I've been missing because my mom died, and the fucking streamer just basically shat all over that person for bringing down the stream, and then he, in a follow-up video, doubled down on that. And that's how I feel about part 1 to part 2. Part 1 was a terrible execution of what was supposed to be, like, apparently both sides or whatever, but part 2 was a double down to make one person that was supposed to look bad as well, and already did look bad, make him look like the victim and make the other person the villain, and did it in such a terribly insulting way.
Yeah, then part 3 just happened. Doesn't help that Borba's fucking writing was all over the place. Like, look at the fucking symbolism. Oh, well, the Jesus symbolism never comes back.
Yep.
It never comes back. Nick's religious shit, it never comes back. It's just like, oh, there's a picture of Fox Mother Mary. It just never comes back. Why did you bring it up, Borba? It's atrocious, man.
Because religious thing bad. Elias, do you have anything else to say?
So I would say that they were pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. This was gonna be my choice for the most fun bad one. That was my definite second choice. It was beaten out by Squidward Suicide after thinking about it, but this would have been my choice if I hadn't remembered that. Because just fucking terrible, but at the same time, we had way too much fun doing that, and recording the comic was great.
The Arby's. Oh, the Arby's comic. Yeah, that's what kept this from being my worst. 1, because it was so stupid, and 2, because of the Arby's thing.
Well, all I will say before I transition
and Judy gets shot in the end. That's also really funny.
And in addition, it was just like added on at the end. But yeah,
the rabbit fucking gets it.
Before I transition it off to you, Cherry, I guess my final words on it are, to me, a bad story is not just one that is terrible grammar and spelling and punctuation and stuff like that. It's not just terrible execution. It is when you insult your readers and treat them like idiots who will follow anything you believe. It is when you make an idiot story and try to force it to where your audience, you think they're an idiot and you treat them like an idiot and you insult them like idiots. That's all.
Well, looks like we're on to mine, boys. I saved a goodie. Let's go. The Backrooms. I know what some of you are thinking. But Cherry, you had a lot of fun doing the Backrooms. I did. I will not pretend like the Backrooms was not basically my choice for both the worst story and the most fun bad story. But then I thought about it. I ruminated on this because I ruminated on which was the worst. Zootopia has worse morals. I won't say it doesn't. It objectively has worse morals. Control-Delete was harder to sit through. It was harder to do that episode than 2 episodes of the Backrooms. But, I'm sorry, forgive me. Fuck, why is my throat hurting? However, Zootopia was not such a waste of a concept. The fucking Control-Delete was exactly as good as it ever could be. The Backrooms took an interesting, great horror concept. A simple fucking concept of, oh, well, it's a scary room where you don't know if you're going to starve, you don't know what's out there, and if there's something out there, it's beyond your comprehension. And look what it did with it. You see the fucking pizza with angry eyes up here. You look at that and you think about the original fucking Backrooms image. Well, what does that have to do with the Backrooms, Cherry? What does that have to do with it? Why, I'm glad you ask. Because on level 500 and whatever the fuck, you could stumble into the linear brutalist pizza parlor. Oh, those things barely sound like they go together? They don't. They don't go together. It doesn't function as a sentence. Brutalist pizza parlor. You ever seen brutalist fucking architecture in a pizza parlor? Well, the author said it because brutal, it's scary, guys. And what's in here? Living pizza. Living goddamn pizza. It went from a pretty creepy concept, a fucking terrifying concept that you could just fall out of Earth and into a fucking mysterious world you couldn't understand, to living pizza. And if you eat the pizza, you become Pizza the Hut, a fucking moldling. Ooh, so spooky. It ruined it. You ruined a great concept, and to me, that pisses me off more than a fucking bad moral, because you can find 100 million of those. This was the first thing we ever did 2 episodes on out of sequence because we thought it'd be fun, and both fucking times, we found something worse. And that's one room. That wasn't even all of them, it was one goddamn room. There was more than one room in each of those, and just one of them was this bad. What about Captain Bucko's fucking magical pier? Yeah, so scary, there's no harm, no threat, and there's fucking pirates. What about Room Run? Have you ever played a shitty Unity horror game? You ever played a really bad Unity horror game? Well, congratulations! That's Room Run! What's the final room? A fucking staircase! Ooh! But it's dark. It's a dark staircase. Spooky! It took an interesting concept and ruined it with fucking childish edginess and fucking stupid FNAF baby hour bullshit. It's the shit that I am sick of in horror games being translated into a concept I found interesting. With quirky almond water and, the wacky pizza shit. It ruined it. It's bullshit. It's stupid bullshit for stupid, dumb little babies. I'm shocked it's a concept that can even be read, because I don't think most of the fucking people who would enjoy the fucking spooky pizza are able to read. Oh, not just because I think they're children, but because I think they are messed up in the head and their parents drank while they were pregnant.
You know, I'm gonna be spoiling a little bit for a potential later video. But when it comes to the backrooms and all the stupid shit, they are so fucking retarded that they doxed a child because he dunked on the whole forum so goddamn hard that they just got pissed enough to dox some kid in fucking Indonesia because he kept saying Chungus Chungus big butt boobies on the fucking forums.
Remember when we went on the fucking stream and we looked at one of the users and it literally just had their IP address on there and we had to go back and edit it afterwards to where it didn't show?
Yeah, I had to fucking edit that out. So thank you, you backrooms editing. No, Cherry, be quiet.
Mongoloids.
Hit your retard quota for today. Okay, fuck that. Fine. Well, I guess I messed it up. Retard quota over, you fucking retards. My God, how hard is it for you dumb motherfuckers not to put someone's fucking IP address out there? I would assume that you could jump over an ankle-high hurdle, but here comes fat Chungus McDipshit walking over like oopsie poopsie. Oh my God, you fucking idiots!
You know what?
That is moderated by children! A gaggle of children who I think would be a great example to bring up to the Supreme Court. Take them into Congress. Every Republican in that fucking Senate House will be like, you know, Dems got a point when they talk about abortion. Some kids deserve it.
You know, Elias, if we ever do the running name joke again, we need to name you Big Chungus McDipshit.
Because, wow. And you know what? Let's get a little into that drama we found. Because it is going to be a stream one day. Oh, it absolutely is. If not a stream, a video.
I will say, would you like me to transition off of this and just show our icons now, or just keep it on the back?
No, fuck it. We're keeping the funny pizza. I want you to all look at this. This image, I could have posted this on the fucking pizza story and it would have fit. I want you to factor that in to understand why this shit pisses me off so much. But these fucking stupid mods, I shit you not, we went on a journey, and this is going to be made into a video or something at some point. These fucking dumb mods actually, unironically, no joke, no funny, got BTFO'd by a fucking 10-year-old.
Yep.
They got fucking made fun of so hard by a 10-year-old. He wasn't even old enough to have an account. That they, I think, tried to no, someone on the fucking forum did. Someone doxed this child because he made fun of them that hard. This is how pathetic these fucking losers are. Wikia forum moderators make Discord mods and fucking Reddit mods look like sane, well-adjusted human beings.
I would like to say, just real quick, Cherry, right before you continue with your rant, chat, it's a little weird here. Just since we can't have any, what the fuck happened? Okay, I don't know why chat just stopped recording. Anyways, chat, tell us in the chat, I guess, what you thought of this year and how everything went, so that way we can read it after we finish our talk and suggestions about here.
Yeah, we gotta bloat this stream somehow. But yeah, man, like it was that is what makes me so fucking hate the back room so much. It's a waste of an idea. It is a golden idea in the hands of a bunch of simpletons who couldn't write a decent story if they to save their lives. I'm sure some of them are children. I'm sure some of them
are. Literally.
Yeah, fair.
It was literally proven when they doxed the fucking 11-year-old. Because again, he just kept saying big chungus, big boobies, I like to suck titties. He kept saying that so hard on articles that they doxed him out of fucking anger. That is how pathetic they are.
I want you all to know it is harder to get the Kiwi Farms to dox you than a fucking Wikia moderator. I just want you all to know that. So fucking pathetic, man. Lucid, you got any thoughts on this? I know you were a big literary man, and I've just been on a screen.
I don't know. I mean, I remember the first stream we did it. I was saying, like, wow, I'm having so much fun with how terrible this is. I could go for hours. Because I'm one of the big defenders of the original concept of the backrooms that got completely butchered in any other rendition of it. I think the pure fact that the backrooms has anything more than what it was left with in its original concept ruins the backrooms for me. And just seeing all this stuff that came out of it was just hilariously bad. Like the pizza rooms was one thing, but then like the burger place was hilarious, and we thought Elias fucking made it. There was
Oh yeah, the fucking burger place. The only good story we read on there.
There were two backrooms levels that were both suburban neighborhoods. One of them accidentally copied the other without even realizing it, and that shows you the level of lacking creativity this community has. There was in one of those, there was, for some reason, this one particular level. This exemplifies how terrible this stuff is. This one particular level that is barely known, right? Barely known amongst all of these that are barely explored, right? This one has enough documentation to where they know for a fact if you go up to a computer and activate a specific file, there is a chance to where you can be teleported specifically 5 kilometers, or is it 5 miles, up into the air and then fall to your death. How do you know that?
Because fuck you, magic. It's so bad. And it just became a video game. There were fucking power-ups down there, too.
Well,
awful.
Yeah, some of them are funny to me, like ridiculously absurdly, in the absurdist sense, but some of them are just like, oh my god, why? I think for me, eventually, I just started realizing, like, no, they're not gonna make this creative, so I just like, I think I just started making jokes about it, like the level run one. I think we started making jokes about like how you could be fucking morbidly obese and the monsters would just start running at your speed, meaning
Yeah.
so long as you just kept walking, there would be no tension of death, there would be no fear of death. They put this whole thing in there of a potential of danger and death all around you that you have to constantly run, yet the fact the monsters would move to your speed removes even your own tension you established.
Yeah. It's just awful. All around awful. God awful. It's... And let's not forget the guy who wrote the funny burger place one. Yeah, they banned him. They fucking banned him because he tried to have some goddamn fun with this stupid concept.
I think they banned it because it was go ahead, Elias.
Yeah, they actually banned him because he started talking about how he wanted to suck some girls' tits. That's actually why they banned him.
God bless.
Oh god, I was just reminded also, based off of that, they made like a shit ton of rules, like for a segment based on like if you subvert this ban or whatever, we're gonna do all this, and it just kept going and going
I'm looking it up. Hold on.
Yeah, it was so many things to the point they just like, it felt so personal and targeted. Like, oh my god, I didn't know I could make you upset by avoiding a ban. You putting that out there shows a weakness of your moderator team.
Come on, I need your fucking rule essay.
Oh no, they did everything in that essay except threaten to actually track you down and kill you.
Yeah, also, the chat here is saying 1 hour mark.
Yeah, hell yeah, we're almost okay. Now, come on. I gotta find. Give me a minute. I'm unironically
Yeah,
trying to
I'll
find
I'll I'll stall I'll stall while you look for it. Iris Crane says in the chat for their thoughts. It was great. Absolutely loved laughing at the absolute stupidity every Sunday morning. My family complains that I'm laughing too much, but y'all make me laugh, and I can't thank you enough. Well, thank you.
rules for page creation. Come on.
My
Here we go.
recommendation, Iris, is you just gotta tell him to shut up and just slap him around a little bit.
Also,
I mean, you should be able to stream at this stream a bunch.
I glanced at the fucking chat, and I thought what I saw was bring back Freddy Fazbear, and I was so confused.
To that request, we will say maybe. Giant maybe on that one, folks.
Deploy Freddy Fazbear. It just starts playing like it's just a helicopter carrying it. Well, it's like what's that one song about Vietnam or something?
Fucking no. It's like a million of them.
It's that one that always gets played.
Fortunate Son.
Yes. Anyways, you find it yet, Cherry?
I can't. Have they finally gotten rid of it? Oh no!
Wow. What if they did? Imagine they realized how ridiculous it was and they just fucking purged it.
I would hope.
It was about like evading bans or something. Bring back Freddy Fazbear. Thank you, chat. Very cool.
If I can't find it, don't worry. I remember it well enough that I can go over it.
I want Bunny.
Iris, no, we are not bringing back Bonnie and Foxy.
Right,
not happening.
Fine. I guess I'll just have to go from memory, and if I find it, I'll fucking post a link to it or something. So basically, what their ban evasion thing was they'd be like, "Oh, well, do not ban evade. If you vandalize things, here's what's gonna happen to you, bucko." And he had this very fucking tone. First, they're gonna take away your Wikia account. I'm gonna take that away from you. No, I'm sorry. First, we're gonna leave mean comments on your discussion page. And if you get enough mean comments, you might not be a respected member of the Wikia fandom. But don't worry, if that doesn't stop them, they might take down your fucking page. They might ban you. And what if you ban evade? They'll call Wikia. They'll call them, and they'll take away they'll make your IP banned. And if you keep getting new IPs, that might break the law. They're gonna prosecute you for vandalizing fucking room 798, the crack rooms. But wait, there's more. Because if you so very dare to keep this up and decide, and I shit you not, it goes into this, if you decide to commit physical harm against these Wikia mods, because that is the first course of action I go to when someone deletes my Wikia account, the police will be involved.
It's insanity.
It's fucking madness. It's so goddamn stupid. And that's why the Backrooms is the worst. It's dog doo-doo. It's poopy, stupid, and bad. It's bad, and I don't like it.
I'm also wondering, I'm just looking at chat. Someone had brought up, Tailfin had brought up something, so I'm wondering, can you see chat, Cherry?
Let me check it real quick.
I already responded to it. As I said, when it comes to that request, maybe. That's all we're gonna say.
I just don't know if we need to address this since it keeps coming up.
I was gonna say fucking the whole talking about Fox's Earth and everything until the fucking end, but you know.
Okay. Well, we can wait. We can wait.
I think we're done with the back room, so let's finish up and get to the fucking end. Thanks for people.
All right, 1 second. I will transition over that way, and our icons are now back on screen.
Heck ye. All right, before we fucking go, because I think we're really about done. We've stretched this as far and long as we can. For one, well, I'm not going to talk to the veracity of Foxes are coming back or not. That is something that would happen with discussion from all of us, and it's not currently any plan. So I'm just letting you all know that's not in any plans anytime soon. That will be handled privately, but I do at least want to give the decency to thank Fox. I got to. If you weren't here originally, we had a different host. The videos are private for reasons I'm not going to get into. We had a different host. There was a bit of a falling out, which I'm not going to get into and would prefer to remain private. However, I do want to thank him for being around for the first few months of the show.
Yeah, I
Bring,
should. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna say?
he genuinely did bring a lot to the show. It was really cool. And it was a really fun experience. It was good having him around.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as much as there was some disagreements and some falling outs, I have to at least be honest in acknowledging that he did bring something to the show. We, I don't think the show would have worked very well with me and Sherry, and at the time
No.
there was no one else that really worked as well as he did. He had an air to him that just kind of functioned for the time, and I don't really want to get into the whole details of like starting like I'm not trying to cause controversy with anything. So all I'm gonna say is, while yes, we may have had our disagreements, it would be unfair of me to say that he didn't do anything for the streams.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. And again, we've had our disagreements. We'll talk that shit and can be handled privately. I do really need to thank him. We could not have gotten here without him.
But
I'd also
Cherry,
like to thank. What?
oh, go ahead, go ahead. I thought you were done.
I'm gonna go over. If you got anything left to say about him, get it out while I get ready
Oh
to
no,
talk.
no, I didn't have anything else I wanted to say.
I guess from my perspective, I really wasn't around during that time of the show. I don't really have any hard feelings towards him. Again, I don't know. He might come back. He might not. We cannot say at this time.
I would also like to give a shout out to our original subscribers. Now, I think there might have been more, and their roles might have gotten lost or something. However, I would like to give a shout out to Adam Haywood, Stitch, Tricky, and Mirage. I never know how to pronounce Mira's name. These are some of the people who originally subscribed to the channel when it first started, and I purposefully made a role for them to denote that. I'd also like to thank all of our previous guest hosts from when we've taken on guest hosts. We've had Yote as a guest host. We've had Adam again. Cedric, who was on. We've had a bunch of people on.
Yeah.
This show, and I can't go over all of them because I don't remember all of them. But without them, we used to have that gimmick for having guest hosts. It didn't really work out, so we've kind of switched over to this format. We do want to have like callers on again at some point. We've just never gotten around to setting that up because we've been a bit busy. I want to thank my co-hosts Elias and Lucid. They've been here this whole time. It's been a great fucking experience. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed and viewed the show, who have made this, I don't know if it's a dream or a nightmare or an abortion or whatever you want to call it, a possibility. It's great having you guys. It really is. You guys have made this channel a lot bigger than I thought it ever would be. The fact that we are somehow sitting at 73 subscribers is shocking to me. But, I'd also like to thank Cass of Warfox for allowing me to horrendously advertise on all of his bullying pedophile streams. I don't care how grisly that is. It was funny. I want to thank Cord for giving me all this material to mock him. I hope you lose your court case. I think that's everyone I got to thank. You guys got anyone?
I have a few people. So I would like to thank Dew for bringing in a few people. Thank you so much. We got a lot of subscribers that night from your retarded ass. Same with Cord. You two, I would say, are probably our most important guests for growth. And I want to thank both of you. Dew, I hope you lose your court case. And Cord, I hope the children can run away someday and don't come back.
Dude, stop spending your money on diapers and spend it on food.
Dew, stop spending it on Beast Burger. Maybe you won't be homeless, you retarded fuck.
I guess the only things I can say is moving forward from last year to this this current year to next year. I have made some changes and transitions in my life over the course of this year. And while I'm no longer in Coyote Lovely's server, I wanted to say thank you to all of them over there. Coyote, you're a wonderful person. We may have some differences of opinions of how we handle stuff, but I think you're a genuinely good guy. I think the people that run your server are nice people. I think this server is a wonderful environment. It's a lot smaller. It's very good for me. Rodeo, you are a fantastic individual. I love working with you on stuff. Iris, stay bunny. And I guess just in general, thank you all for sticking with me. And I don't mean this to sound like super like sucky dicky whatever, but like I do appreciate having people like actually manage to deal with me and put up with my bullshit. So, yeah. But
All right.
I will say this, Cherry. Any sort of things that we might be looking forward to next year, because we will not be on until next year, I assume.
Well, we'll come up with some. I think we might be planning to come up with a list of what we're actually going to be doing next month. And we may or may not have a very special secret project that's going to debut sometime around February. So tell your friends to watch for it. I promise you it's something you're not ready for.
It is.
But until then, I need to get our little fucking plugs out of the way, then we'll go because we're bleeding viewers like Cord is bleeding reasons to keep his children. Elias, they can find you on the Elias Porter channel. What are we doing this Friday?
This Friday, we are unfortunately going to play the entire Shadow the Hedgehog game. We start at 4 Central, and we go until I either pass out or beat the fucking game.
Yep, and watch our awful babysitting cream video. We played that. It was awful. Let me tell you, Bulgarians are fucking wild. Or Estonians. What was the joke? It was Estonians.
I don't know, but, you know, they're really